Hi, this is Todd from Sniping on a Ranch. Well, the rain's here. It's pushing the temperature down, so it's also keeping me from getting out and doing some work. So today's video, we're going to talk about our tractor and all the stuff we had to do to get it back in action. If you live on a homestead, a tractor is really a must-have item. But unfortunately, if you live on a homestead, money can be tight, or you live too far out to take equipment anywhere to get fixed. So we're going to talk about that today. Maybe to help you out. But before we do, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming homestead related videos. That being said, let's get into the video. Okay, like I said in our lead-in, we're going to be talking about everything we had to do to get the tractor back in action. You know, a tractor's really something you need to have, a front-end loader, especially when you're doing repairs on a driveway like we are, or just doing stuff around the homestead. And so when we went to Southeast Asia, our tractor sat for a while, and it was an old one to begin with. So we came back, there was a lot of stuff wrong with it. The first thing that we really had trouble with is it stopped running. We couldn't get it started. Got my small Kubota tractor, came with the property. It's pretty old. They don't really make it anymore. Anyway, this thing won't start. I had some problems where I would turn the key and it would be delayed with the power. Then the lights would stop working. And then I finally started having a couple times where, and when it start, then I'd have no power to any of the lights, and I'd jiggle it a little bit, start working, and now it's not starting at all. No power, turn the key. So what I think is I have an ignition switch issue. Doing some research, we found out that it was probably the ignition system. So went and bought ignition. It was actually pretty cheap, around 12 bucks. Wired it ourselves and got it running. Well, as you can hear, the tractor's running. So it took me about 2 days to search on the internet, troubleshoot. I don't have a manual. They don't make this tractor anymore. It's a L300F Kubota. Can't even get the manual on the Kubota side. So I'm not a mechanic, but figured out that not getting any power to the tractor at all, it was probably the ignition switch. And did some troubleshooting today. Went this morning and got the new ignition switch. Had to play around with it a little bit because terminals didn't match up with the old ones, but we got it. Then we had some trouble with our front end loader. We had a leaking piston is what we started out with. So we had to get that addressed. Going through all that, trying to fix it, the tractor stopped starting again. So, of course, had to switch back from our front end loader back to the tractor, trying to fix it. Figured out it was the battery, or actually it was a bad battery cable. And so cable off. Here's the power, positive. And so when I would check it with the multimeter, it would read fine until you went to start it, and that wire hooked up and would short out. So once I figured that out, which took a lot longer than it should have, replaced the battery cable and it started right up. The next thing I had to work on is getting that front end loader fixed. That is a huge thing for us. We're repairing our driveway, and you know, shoveling gravel and dirt into the back of our pickup truck, driving it, and then shoveling it out is a time-consuming and painful process. So had to get that thing in action. Well, I ended up replacing the seals on the piston. Did not take. It was still leaking. So I ended up having to take the two pistons for the bucket in. Okay, so I got my pistons back to get resealed. Took it up to the Kubota dealer, and cost like 70 bucks for both. Whoops, 70 bucks for both seal kits and 90 bucks in labor, which of course who wants to spend 90 bucks, but you know, they should get it right, where when I replaced the seals on the one, it just didn't work, it still leaks. So, and then it was the hoses, and let me tell you, that turned into a pain. Hurry, hurry. If you're repairing the hoses on your front end loader, you might as well just replace them all at once. Because what I found is I replaced one, it would now no longer be the weak spot, and the next hose that was the weakest would then burst. And all in all, I had to replace all 12 hoses on there. Okay, I've got my 4 new cables in for my front end loader. When I first started, I had to replace these 4 cables that connect from the control system to the hydraulic system on the front end loader. Once I got those 4 fixed, I basically had to do 2 more trips in, as these 4 that control this right side, left as you're looking at it, system, these hoses broke. Well, I then had to take these pistons in. Both of them were leaking. I tried fixing one of the seals, they didn't. And then I had one of the hoses break on inspection. Another one was pretty bad. So I just took the 4 hoses that are there, and they're up here, and I will now take this plastic off. That was just, it was been raining, so I covered that up so I don't have to worry about getting water in it. So that's what I'm going to do, and then hopefully I will be done with this front end loader and it'll be good to go. We've got that fixed, and let me tell you, since we've helped fix the neighbor's driveway, we've used it to fix our driveway, and it's just, I mean, it's a godsend. You know, that's the thing. When you live out here, you may not be a mechanic, but you're going to have to become one. Because if you're like us, we don't have a lot of money. We have to use what we have, and when something breaks, we've got to figure out how to fix it. And so that's what we did. Now for the hoses, you know, that's kind of a big thing, because I had no idea, where do I go and get hoses? Do I order them online? Is it the right fit? And that could be a lot more difficult than you would think. You just, you know, you Kubota hoses. Well, which hose goes to where? Is it the right type? I hate spending money and then getting it and finding out, oh, this wasn't the right one. What I found out is that if you go to like a feed store or a farm supply store, you just have to take your hoses in there, and they will cut new hoses, put new connections on it, and fix it for you. And it came to about $20 to $30 a hose, depending on the length of the hose. And of course, being 12 of them, that got a little pricey, but it's, you know, again, to have the seals, $35 per seal set, I mean, that came out to $90 in labor for the 2 pistons on the front end loader. So, you know, the labor costs can be pretty pricey. So anyway, once I figured out where to take the hoses to get new hoses made, that made it significantly easier. Probably 4 total trips, because I didn't know you should take them all in at once. But again, once I figured that out, about 4 trips to the farm store, and now we're back in action. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure and hit the like button, leave a comment. You know, tell us some of the problems you've had with your tractor or farm equipment. And as always, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming homestead related videos. This is Todd from Sniping Rhino saying, have a great day.